So I want to play a Necro deck. We played against a Necro deck recently, or yesterday, and I took a hand at building it. So you get to play Grief with Malakir Rebirth to scam it. You get to play Chrome Mox to power out early Necro One Ring. Same thing with Shaman to power out Necro One Ring. You can also like go turn one Shaman, turn two tap Shaman for mana, Phyrexian Tower One Ring. Although we're only playing one tower, but you can also sack Grief to tower to play turn two Necro. Um, playing main deck Mental Misstep. Mental Misstep hasn't been like so crazy amazing or anything, but it has been like nice. I think most interactive decks want to play Mental Misstep, and then a lot of the linear decks don't want to. Although I think some of them might still want to. Um, yes, our banned cards are Ring, Misstep, Shaman, Grief, and Chrome Mox. Pretty good ratio. I'm trying Force of Despair the sideboard for like Hogak style decks. No fatal pushes in the main. There's like aren't that many creatures in this format. There aren't that many little creature decks. So I'm playing a few of the sideboard, not playing any of the main. Break the Ice, a nice tool against the Cloud Post decks. I think Cloud Post seemed like the best deck by far yesterday. Yogi with the 37 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. All right, it's gonna mulligan this on the play. Ooh, baby, Grief Scam. All right, so I guess I'm going to put back probably the Thoughtseize. Contraptions where in Future Sight never became a thing, probably a reference to that. I mean, it's probably a reference to that, but as far as why is it named this, I don't know that it makes a lot of sense. How to look at meta decks in No Banlist Modern. I think that they're posting some to Goldfish. I've got some lists in the Mox field that you can look at, although they're just decks I've built. Did the challenge right? Fire challenge starts in 50 minutes. Okay, so we're on the play against Ruby Storm. I guess let's take a Ruby and a Rin's Resolve. They do only have one land. But it says I'm on Storm. I see. Storm has seemed very popular. I have a Storm build deck built. I don't know if we're gonna play it. I'm gonna make some changes if we do. All right. So my shamans could start putting on a pretty reasonable clock over there. Yeah, if they won the die roll, they could have done some nasty stuff. I imagine it's more development work to create and then remove queues every time they want a new contraption format. I don't know. I don't know. It might certainly be more work, but it would certainly be a little bit easier for players. It's like it's not very intuitive to go to the contraption tab. I think not that it's a big deal. All right, they go Rite of Flame Metamorphose. And they rinse resolve into a land and a seething song. Do I maybe want to cast this Boggart Trawler? Yeah, I think so. Is not that after all better, or do you need the extra land? Well, yeah, I mean, so to say that is not that after all better than Malakir Rebirth. It's obvious. It's you know this. You don't need me to explain this to you. You know that it's better uh when you're scamming Grief, and you know that this is nice because you play it as a land. This is no banlist modern, and you have a lot of very powerful cards, and I think you're a little bit more interested in making sure all your cards are shining rather than just trying to make sure Grief, because like in the past Grief is your best card. But now you also have access to Ring, you've got access to Chrome Mox, you have access to Shaman. I think it's like I think you don't want to have you want to have as little air in your deck as possible. That's what I'm trying to say. Um, and so it's like, hold on, do I have lethal here? I've got five, six. So it's like, but for Malakir Rebirth, it is just in a land slot. Like I would be playing the same number of lands as I am playing right now if I wasn't playing Malakir Rebirth. I would never consider cutting a Malakir Rebirth for a for a a Dying Evil or whatever, because it's like this is just one of the lands in our deck, and it pitches to Grief also. It pitches to Soul Spike. It pitches to Chrome Mox. But I don't even think you could really compare the two for whatever that's worth. Okay, so I'm gonna bring in the Damping Spheres. They do play Ral. I'm gonna cut my Bowmasters. Their deck is very Past in Flames reliant. Maybe I should be playing Leyline of the Void. Although I do have I guess Shaman's not doing that much against them, is it? Maybe I do just want to play like maybe Force of Despair is better than Fatal Push. I like that it's 0 mana. Why is everyone playing No Banlist Modern at the moment? It's fun. Contrary to popular belief, you can have fun playing this game. I don't know how long we're gonna be playing it, but I'm having a good time. We are playing regular modern in the challenge later today. I'm going to bring it the pushes. This deck is missing 4. You think Probe is good in this deck? I think Probe would be awful here. The extra life is really painful. It's not a black card. I don't know why this deck would want Probe. Okay, so we unfortunately could not turn 1 Damping Sphere because we have a tap land, although we could draw an untapped land. But I'm going to keep this hand. We have Grief into turn 2 Damping Sphere. Yeah, challenge starts in like 45 minutes. On Fridays, it starts about an hour after the stream start time, which is 9 a.m. CST. And then on Mondays, the challenge starts right away. And we don't usually play a different challenge time. The blanket there's got like, it looks pink on the camera because of the sign. All right, let's see if we die on turn 1 here. We do have a technically Soul Spike for Ral up. Second Probe. The thing I don't like about Probe and Ruby Storm is it's like, what are you doing with it? You know what I mean? So I could turn 2 Ring. I mean, I don't think we should. All right, I'm going to imprint a Soul Spike to this Chrome Mox. We are going to be only having 2 Soul Spikes in the deck. We'll see how important that is. Now, a little bit of a tension with Damping Sphere and the one of Phyrexian Tower. Shouldn't be the biggest deal ever. We'll take the Ral. Draws for free passive flames. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, the thing is, again, with Probe, it's like, I just don't know that you're looking at your opponent's hand and you're like, okay, now I can play around stuff. Like, when you play Probe in, like, Legacy Ad Nauseam Tendrils, you have discard spells, so you know if it's safe to go off or not, and that's usually really valuable, but that's not a dynamic that you get to have here, for whatever that's worth. Maybe it's this, I'm over explaining it. I mean, it's just also 0 mana cantrip. It's good with Ral. It's definitely good with Ral. I think people are having fun and not jamming a million missteps. They probably should be, but I'm hoping wrong. I'm playing misstep in most of my decks at the moment, but also like not every deck is like that weak to misstep. It seems, for whatever that's worth. Yesterday we were playing a Yesterday we were playing a Cascade Beans deck, and then people kept asking why I wasn't playing Misstep, and because I was a Cascade deck, and then people also kept saying, dang, we haven't seen any Mental Missteps, and it's because I wasn't playing any 1-drops. And I think there's a few other, like the Storm deck does play like 8 1-drops, which is a pretty reasonable number, but it doesn't feel like Misstep's been great against them. So they Impulse into a Rin's Resolve and an Arid Mesa. They have already played their land this turn. We go to the 19. Feels so weird to have the Ring in play right now. They just take the draw, since they're trying to draw an answer to the sphere. They draw 5 cards, I think. Trying to find a Sheoldred. Do find a Sheoldred. I'm going to discard the Mox with the Damping Sphere out there. And another Necro. Do you think there's a world where Astrolabe, Urza, Oko decks are good in No Banlist Modern? Not. They don't seem like they've got like a lot of potential to me, honestly. I'm sure they have a little bit of potential. Yeah, but I think for the most part they don't seem like they'd be that good. Like one thing about Oko, and I try to explain this with Oko, and I feel like I don't do a good job usually. But Oko was, when you talk about standard, modern, legacy, pioneer, of all of these formats, Oko was not as good in modern. It just was easier to answer and easier to ignore in modern than any of these other formats. It was still very good, but it wasn't as premium of a card um as you might have thought. I guess I go Grief, pitch Malakir, Rebirth, and I won't be able to scam because of my own sphere. Take this, and then I don't know if I'm supposed. I don't think I was supposed to Soul Spike the Ral right away because it would just be a 50-50 that they get to flip it. Probably don't want to draw too many cards. Maybe like, actually, wait, I do have a Sheoldred in play. But the thing is, I have Sheoldred in play, but I'm pretty restricted on my Damping Sphere. Let's draw like 7, 10. I guess 10's fine. I just can't Soul Spike because of the Sphere, which is probably going to be okay. So we'll do something like discard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Probably keep extra Shielded as one of the black cards. Discard a Misstep seems kind of free. I do kind of want to keep a Shaman. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have to discard 2 more. I guess 1 Sheoldred and the Thoughtseize. That's true, can't scam with Necro in play. Which decks am I finding the most busted? The Glaring Fleshraker Sensei's Divining Top Cloudpost deck. We lost in the Mire playing for the trophy. We were 5-0 at that point because we dropped to make a change, but that deck was the most impressive by a pretty good bit. I think this deck is also looking really good. This deck gets to play the highest quantity, I think, of banned cards so far. We have Turn 2 Necro on the play. I guess we keep this. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't see myself putting this in a deck, so I decided not to include it on the PowerPoint. Like I think like Hollow One is like pretty clearly not interested in it. Maybe I'm wrong about that. So mana intensive too. Okay, my opponent's on a mold of 6. Thank you for patience, everybody. With the printing of the wreck thing, we are one step closer to Carhumonyx, the Grat ringleader. Any consideration to try Shaman with Ketramos? Maybe. Seems not very high on our to-do list. Saffron Olive posted was broken, so I'm sure that's why someone's asking. I mean, maybe it's good in standard. My opponent reveals Misty Rainforest, and they play Hedge Maze tapped. Maybe we're playing against Nadu. Find a Soul Spike. Draw 6 cards here. 7. Let's do 7. Maybe no. I do have a Soul Spike already in hand. Maybe I'll do like 12. I do really want to find a Sheoldred. Okay, I did not find a Sheoldred. Did not find a Grief. Not too good overall. So discard 1, 2, 3, 4 lands. 5 lands. 1, 2 Shamans. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Discard second Bowmaster. So they play the Misty Rainforest. They crack it, giving me a little bit more Shaman fuel, I guess. Yeah, pretty bad hits off the Necro. Maybe I should have just discarded the ring. Yeah, maybe. It's been mana intensive. I could also see leveling up turn 3 or 4. I feel like if you're ever leveling up turn 3, your draw is so bad on that one. Just hope you aren't dead. Yeah, I mean, it's not the best strategy. Oh, it's Neoform. Wait. Neoform? What do you... Yeah, like Ponder Once Upon a Time. Are there aggro decks in no ban list? I think Boros probably exists. There's Living End. No, it's not Living End. There's Infect. I think I can beat this. No, I don't get any elephants because I have Necro in play. How is that fair? Some grade A bullshit. All right, well, it's main phase of Bowmaster to buy 2 turns here. That's kind of funny. I feel like they must have realized that, huh? Not drawing a land here is tough. So if they cast a Ponder, I'm not going to Mental Misstep it so I can trigger Bowmaster for an extra blocker. Not that I would really expect them to cast a Ponder here. They grab a Hedge Maze. So if we draw a land in the top 2, although if we draw a tap land, it has to be this turn, not next turn. I don't know if I can afford to Thoughtseize, because then I won't have the ability to cast the Ring next turn. Can I afford to not Thoughtseize? Yeah, I think so. Is there any idea what the format's looking like? There's a lot of Storm. I think Cloud Post is clearly really, really good. Cloud Post with Glaring Fleshraker, since he's Divining Top combo. Beyond that, like there's like a lot of like brews that don't look all that good. Maybe needed the Thoughtseize. Is there any affinity featuring the artifact lands? I haven't seen any, nor do I feel like it's got to be pretty bad. It's got to be pretty bad, I think. They hit a Consign and a Pact, but they can only put one of those in their hand. What do you think my favorite version of Modern has been? Post MH2, pre Lord of the Rings. Maybe post Luris ban, pre Lord of the Rings. So in that whole era though, like post MH2, pre Lord of the Rings. Yeah, Merit Leech has historically done well. We haven't seen any of it. That being said, I do think K Command has been so good. I don't know. All right, they reveal a Consign. We do have a Mental Misstep for the Consign though. So if we can draw an untapped land, we have a chance. Damn it. All right, game. So do I want Mental Misstep against them? So it seems like it kind of only stops unreplicated Consign. They played Once Upon a Time. But yeah, it feels like their deck is just, we have Once Upon a Time. I don't, it's like maybe Ponder also. Yeah, I think I'll just go down to Mental Missteps, because I got much else besides these Force of Despairs. Gonna try not to keep a hand without any discard. Is Cloud Post playing Temple I Lab? So I wasn't playing I or Lab in my version just because you could check the Mox field, but I wasn't playing any 7-drops. My threats I was like playing Ring, Karn, Top, Fleshraker, Thoughtseer, Glaring Fleshraker. I was also main decking Vexing Bauble, which I really liked, and I was main decking Lanterns, which I didn't like as much. I was of the opinion that with only 4 Glaring Fleshraker, only 4 K Command, only 4 Thought Not Seer, like those 12 cards, that Ugin's Labyrinth wasn't good. Maybe the first copy would be good, but I was of the opinion I would rather just focus on the Cloud Post, play Cloud Post, Vesuva, Glimmer Post, Saga, 1 basic for Beseiju, and Eldrazi Temple, and also Expedition Map. And then there's a couple chatters who were like, "It's crazy not to play Eye of Ugin," and I think I liked the mana base, but I do think you can play obviously all of the cards. Does the Conception format data go anywhere? I think the Magic Online or like I think they are posting the data. Yeah. Would you think Griselbrand is better than Attrax in this format because you can get Simian Spirit Guide, Chrome Mox? Oh yeah, maybe they have Chrome Mox, although the pitching on Chrome Mox is kind of tough. But yeah, I think in general, Griselbrand. Maybe not for the Neoform deck, though. I'll keep this. The Necro is obviously a little awkward. Having Thoughtseize is really premium. We have the Force of Despair 2, which is nice. And then we also have the Nut Draw of Grief for Phyrexian Tower. Deathrite Shaman, good too here. So they have a Veil. They're playing Cruise in their deck, which I wouldn't really have expected. I guess I'm gonna take the Rider. Although it's possible to take Evolution is better, and they might just like play the Rider out. I don't know if they would do that all that often. Good draw. Have a Surveil land here. The Veil is pretty good against the Soul Spike here. Opponent puts a Neoform in the graveyard, since they already have an Evolution. If I see a Grief on top, am I keeping it? Maybe I would evoke Grief and play Sheoldred instead of playing Necro. Maybe not. Let's see what we see. I guess I have to keep this because it lets me cast Necro. I prefer taking Evolution because they have once to find more riders. That's a good point. Although I'm kind of thinking that they probably don't have the full 4 Evolution. I would think that with the extra card selection in the format that they might just not have it. But maybe I'm wrong about that, right? We don't really know what their build's like. Unless we cast Sheoldred. I will be cast Necro this turn, Sheoldred next turn. But I think it's just better to cast the Necro here. Let's draw 6 cards. I mean, I have Sheoldred in my hand. Maybe I can. Yeah, maybe I could draw more. Draw 8. Draw 15. Well, the one thing is they have a Veil of Summer. So I think we just try to incentivize them to use the Veil here. All right, so they use the Veil. We've got a Force of Despair up. Although we're kind of hoping to not have to use it. So that I can Grief and then Sheoldred next turn. They do have a Treasure Cruise in their hand. They would need to play a land to cast it for 3 mana. 3 mana, draw 3 here. Mental Misstep for Veil Summer is pretty nice. Maybe I should be playing it. They play a Rider, and then they spend 2 mana to Neoform. Are they going to just do the Terracodon thing again? That would be big pain for sure. Hoping they get something else. I saw Doomwake play Rhinos. I don't know how good it was. Maybe some of the Raiders yesterday. No. Maybe I should have kept the Grief for the tower. Although I feel like I really want the Sheoldred too. I mean, they're about to cruise. Doomcast Rhinos on turn 0, so Gemstone Caverns, Simian Spirit Guide. Yeah, so the Terracodon says when a permanent goes to the graveyard, you get a 3/3, but with Necro in play, nothing goes to the graveyard, it gets exiled, so we don't get Rhinos or Elephants. Oh, Rhinos was good. That's it. That's really interesting. He is a bit of a Rhinos expert. They do have another Eldritch Evolution in their hand. Yeah, I think I should have pitched the Sheoldred. Alright, so this does let me ring next turn. Because the Phyrexian Tower. Can you force a response to Terracodon triggers so you get Elephants? It's the Necro that's stopping me from getting the Elephants, which the Force doesn't kill Necro. So it has Evolution, I think 4 mystery cards here. The cruises are pretty interesting here. Oh, they're just passing, huh? I didn't want to like let them get Atraxa, so I didn't want to respond with Bowmaster. Are there any no ban Eldrazi lists? We played some Cloud Post Eldrazi. It was the best deck by a pretty big amount. But it was like it was just playing K Command, Thoughtseize, Clearing Fleshraker, and then Fleshraker double top combo. Alright, so they stop. Drawing. They discard 1. We cast a ring. We can misstep a consign. So best draw in the deck by a pretty big amount there, huh? So we're going to go to 4, then we play Sheoldred, and we go to 8, which is just barely enough to live through Gristlebrand. Maybe we're alive here. Okay, not a bad pickup. Now I don't have to sack the Bowmaster. Yes, we go to 4, then I go up to 8. Do they have another consign in their hands? No, so they just pay. Could win this game. Yeah, there have been some other Eldrazi builds too, but I don't think they've looked as good as the Fleshraker top Cloud Post stuff. Well, Lurrus build, surely Lurrus Boros Synergy is crazy. I think Lurrus Boros Synergy is probably playable, but I'm not sure how playable. Alright, can't cast the Thoughtseize. Ah. Very nostalgic here. Is Hogak any good? I think it's probably not all that good, but we haven't seen any of it yet. You played Eldrazi Linebreaker, went 4-1. That's good. Yeah, Titan I think is pretty good too. We played against it with Summer Bloom. I think the cards like Ring and Blood Moon are better in energy than Lurrus. Maybe. Didn't want to Thoughtseize. Well, we're dead if we Thoughtseize, so it seemed like a bad play. They just attack me with Gristlebrand. Hoot hoot. Alright. So we're 1-1 in this league. There's only 11 minutes till the challenge starts, but the matches are really fast. If we can get a fast queue time, we can probably finish around before the challenge starts. If not, that's okay. Maybe it's like barely enough imprintables for Chrome Mox. Trinket Mage seems. I don't know that I want to play Trinket Mage in Modern or No Banlist Modern. Yeah, there's no way Trinket Mage. No, don't play Trinket Mage. But you have 25 imprintables. Oh, yeah. Okay, also, okay, that's plenty. Oh, we're playing against Nadu here. I win. Deathrite Shaman. Another Necro. All right, so we really want a Soul Spike to kill the Arbor, of course. I think I'll draw 12. Okay, found one and a Sheoldred. I don't have another Necro. I thought I had one more Necro. I guess not. Okay, so I want to be keeping Sheoldred, Mental Misstep, Grief, Black Card Land. Do I have a basic swamp? No, just fetch lands for basic swamp. So no, 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 no. Okay, I'll keep this Sheoldred. So 1. Is the black card gonna be Bowmaster? Yeah, I guess so. So 1, 2, 3. Wait. No, I discarded the land. Fuck. I guess I just Bowmaster that this turn. So I guess I'm gonna draw 4 looking for the land. I think I'm also just gonna hold up the blue mana Mental Misstep. It's like there's 2 lands to get rid of. And I guess if I have that, I can draw 5, looking a little bit deeper for a land. Okay, we do fine, thankfully. Um, 1. Discard 1 more. It would be kind of nice to have this Chrome Mox. So they find a land, they can green sun for a 1-drop now. Cannot Mental Misstep this, of course. Nice that we have a Mental Misstep available for a Shuko. Gonna be a little bit before we start rolling too much of the Sheoldred. Plays the Nadu. Oh, yeah, I didn't realize we had green mana from Yavimaya. It's actually pretty big. Just +2 cards here. $77 months. Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate you, man. Gonna discard Necro Ring, probably. Just want cards that do stuff. Challenge is starting 5 minutes. They accord for Nomad. Maybe they have to have a land accord for Nomad. They also have to have the Nomad in the deck, but maybe they do. Just losing Nomad. I mean, there's not much we could do. So this is 4, 5, 6. So they can accord for Nomad if they have Nomad. Oh, Endurance. That's right. All right. Dang. All right, so we'll bring in the Force of Despairs. We'll bring in the Fatal Push. Is Bowmaster kills Dryad Arbor, Sylvan Safekeeper, End of List. I guess that's going to be kind of too short a list for me to keep these in. Mental Misstep seems good. Maybe go down a Shaman. Maybe go down a Ring. I guess we'll go down a Ring. Seems a little slow. I feel like Nadu is one of the fairest things you can do. There's a pretty good chance it's the best deck in no banlist modern. So and it's so I don't know that I would say fairest. Kill Springheart. Not really. You almost never like just cast Springheart. Although I guess maybe you kill the creature, then you need to deal with it. Still, I think we'll just say no. Have you tried Cryptolith Right or whatever with Badger Bowl? New coffers. I haven't. No, I would rather just play creatures that tap for mana mostly instead of having to play creatures and then play Badger Ball and also play Right or whatever to make them tap for mana. I do think that there's like a creature Cryptolith Right. That dies, it comes back as an enchantment. I'd play that one, but yeah, we'll keep this. What band card do you think has had the highest impact? Cloud Post, maybe? I haven't played a lot with Cloud Post. I played a good bit against it, but in Wasteland formats, like Cloud Post in a non-Wasteland format has been pretty ridiculous, although slow. Seeming Spirit Guide. I wouldn't say Spirit Guide, no. So they do have a one-lander. But the challenge started. Let's take the Nadu. All right. I think the challenge has started. I might. Oh no, we have 1 minute. Sorry. Okay, so pretty likely to pitch the Soul Spike to force a Despair to kill 2 mana dorks this turn. Although I guess they have to have draw land. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I've not played against Hogak at all. Talking about impact, this misstep card is just everywhere. I don't know. I feel like I haven't seen opposing missteps very often. It's kind of weird too because missteps like check missteps. I don't think like the impact is like that crazy. All right, Force of Despair broken. I see Onyx not on the list anymore. Did you get to resolve it the other day? Yeah, we played it a bunch and like we probably played it 6 times, and 5 out of the 6 times Emrakul the Promised would have been better, and so that testing led me to put Emrakul the Promised in the deck over Professor Onyx. All right, so the challenge is starting. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the other monitor. We do win the die roll. We'll see if our opponent is here yet. Kind of weird to shift gears from Banlist Modern to no Banlist Modern. I'm gonna keep my 7. My opponent seems like maybe they're not here yet. Just gonna tab over. And we did trophy with Onyx, but we lost game 2 of our trophy match where Emrakul might have won, by the way. Okay, I'm just gonna actually concede this match so I can focus on the challenge. I don't think I trust myself to pivot formats here. Although my opponent's still not here, I think it's okay. So we have 3 MDFC lands. I guess we'll keep this. Put back the Bowmaster. Thoughtseize turn 1. Now we have Voice of Victory. That's true, yeah. Isn't Sam combo cat sack outlet so you can get a Abolisher? Yeah, exactly. They revealed Chancellor of the Tangle. Fun. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Okay, I guess Chrome Mox is a nice pickup for Neoform too. It's weird to see so much Neoform though. I guess I'll take their only mana source. Once upon a time, there was a Misty Rainforest. Okay. So they could cast the other Once Upon a Time. How's Misty going? It's fine. I don't actually know that it's that good in the main decks. They found a Disciple. Like, there have been, like, a good bit of matchups where it hasn't felt that good. And it hasn't, like, felt, like, so amazing either in the matchups where it's fine. It's fine. Then they reveal a Misty Rainforest. So we don't know that they have a Rider yet, but they have 3 mana plus evolution now. Did you ever consider revisiting Layla Blade Reforged? No, it was like really bad, the whole testing, so not something I was too interested in returning to, I guess. Does Birthing Pod suck in Modern? Yeah, I think it's worse than Birthing Ritual by a pretty big amount, even. Obviously you could do some more combos with it, but the combos you have are like worse than other combos, and your card quality is worse, and your yeah. I think if Birthing Pod were legal in Modern right now, which it isn't, it would see no competitive play. It's not that good. It's just stupid and meta warping. I don't think it needed to be banned on power level. The play patterns are dumb. I do think that that's something I agree with. So I mean, it does seem like they're really in on. It does seem like they're really in on Gristlebrand, right? But they have a pact for this Bowmaster. And their last card is Nourishing Shoal. Or wait. Yeah, their last card is Nourishing Shoal, which is like the best possible last card they could have. So did they find a second Shoal? If they didn't, then they've packed it twice. We might actually be able to stop them from like consigning their pack triggers with Mental Misstep. Maybe we could even try to dig for multiple Mental Missteps with the Necro. Should you play Bowmaster my turn? You knew about pact. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't know why I didn't think about it. We have to make the most unhinged Eldrazi deck in this. Yeah, we played Glaring Fleshraker plus 2 Sensei's Tops has been really good so far. All right. So let's bring in Force of Despairs. I'm gonna keep it the Veils this time. I boarded them out last time, but I failed to realize that they boarded a bunch of Veil of Summers, so maybe they remain decking them, but the Mental Misstep for Veil of Summer is good. Yeah, I haven't done anything with Ayabugan yet, because like I feel like Cloud Post. I liked Cloud Post more as the mana engine, and at least the build I had. We could try like an Ayabugan build at some point, although it's kind of like the default no banlist modern deck is Ayabugan Eldrazi. I don't know. I usually try to steer away from that kind of stuff because I play against that kind of stuff a good bit. Although we have only played against like 1 or 2. But yeah, the Cloud Post like Fleshraker top combo deck was our best one so far. Been very fun. I definitely encourage y'all to play it. It's been a really fun format. Caleb was amuleting on Cloud Post with Scapeshift. Look fun. Parentheses not good. Yeah, it's like I feel like you just mostly want to be colorless with your Cloud Post decks. At least I was colorless yesterday. I can keep this. This is technically a turn. I guess that we don't have any. We can't tap Shaman for mana yet, but it could be a turn 2 ring. No Chancellor, thankfully. Although could still get turn 1 thanks to Chrome Mox. Yeah, no Elvish Spirit Guy, just Simeon. Really like to have Mental Misstep available for Veil of Summer here, of course. Maybe we... Yeah, I guess we imprint the Deathrite Shaman. Oh, they're thinking about consigning this. So that way we can sack Phyrexian Tower, Grief to Phyrexian Tower if we draw a black card. Although I guess we wouldn't have enough mana to ring then. Yeah, I guess drawing the ring was pretty bad. So they do have Consign. They also have Nature's Claim, which we could misstep. Maybe I'm going to die to this Hooting Mandrills, though. Yeah, I think I might die to Hooting Mandrills. Okay, they don't Nature's Claim my Chrome Mox. They might next turn when I don't play if I don't play another land. So now I play a land. I don't care about the claim very much anymore. So the hand is Rider, Nature's Claim, Gristlebrand. Take the Rider. I'm kind of surprised Oko isn't that oppressive. Yeah, I think Oko's like not very good in No Ban This Modern. Like Oko's like not very playable in Timeless. And Timeless is like really similar to No Ban This Modern. Just that's like slow and just kind of like pluses and dies a lot of the time, or pluses gets ignored. I've said this a few times, but Oko was always worse in regular Modern than it was in Pioneer Modern Legacy or Pioneer Standard Legacy. Still very good, but just not as oppressive in these formats. Well, not finding a lot of action, but still in pretty good shape here. No Uro 2 with Nadu. So I feel like Uro and Nadu, I don't know that it really makes sense to overlap these two. Like, I would just rather find more tutors for Nadu. Nadu's like a combo deck, and Uro and Oko are fair decks. But yeah, I think we could maybe try an Uro consign deck. I'm kind of interested in. But it's also like Uro competes with the Ring, competes with Treasure Cruise, competes with Beanstalk, and like Uro just isn't a better card advantage engine than these, but it would still be like the best card advantage engine in current modern. Once upon a time, there was Misty Rainforest. They also can't really combo through Sheoldred. You're saying it doesn't make the cut of no banlist modern? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Uro might be there might be an Uro deck. Like Uro is good. Like you can go like turn one or turn two, Chrome Mox Uro consign, have an Uro in play. It doesn't seem too bad. You can play it with some of the other powerful stuff too. I guess I should have maybe draw tapped earlier. I don't know. Do you think Wizards has no ban list currently? I mean, I think we all want Wizards to be doing this queue. We everyone wants this to be an experiment to unban stuff. I understand. I want it to be that too, but it just doesn't seem like that's the case. Like, how could that be the case? It doesn't really make any sense. I think. I guess I could have hardcast the other Soul Spike actually because of the tower. Uro is definitely good. Is anyone playing a control deck that's not Miracles? Yeah, for the most part, it's just been Miracles. I guess we had Cascade Beans too. So they might Nature's claim their own Chrome Mox here. Seems impossible to tell what to unban. Yeah, exactly. It just isn't a format that like this just isn't a format that you're like, okay, now I know what to unban. But I think that's what we all want it to be, but it just doesn't seem like it is that. But maybe there's something to be gained. All right, GG's to our opponent. We're 1-1 in the challenge. Only one match still in progress. Oh, dang it. All right, we'll focus on the challenge. Here's a free win for you. Dingo said that Misstep and Ring are the best cards of the ban list. I think putting Ring there is kind of funny.